Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Welcome. Welcome to the Harvey Milk Photo Center. It's a wonderful place, by the way. My name is Ron Beinner, before I get into that. I'm your moderator this evening. I'm going to have a nice conversation with Ed, and you can join into that as well. So I just want to give a shout out, though, before we get into it, to this wonderful facility. It's really a gem. It's an asset, such an asset to the photo community in San Francisco. And what a pleasure. It just feels good to be here with kindred spirits, people that love photography, people that care about the visual arts and storytelling. Also, I don't know if you've had a chance to take a peek at the dark room, but I don't think there's a dark room. It used to be west of the Mississippi, but now I don't think there's a dark room as big and as beautiful as this one anywhere in the country. So I will not even go out on a limb, but I'd like to say that I think this facility is a jewel in the crown of the San Francisco Recreation and Parks Department. So it's let's all enjoy it and have a great evening and just talk about photography and learn about Ed, more about Ed and his work. So let's get started. So I'd like to thank Melissa Keyser for inviting us all here to meet Ed, to have that conversation or these conversations. Now, normally Ed would be here speaking, probably without a moderator. He would be talking about issues, social issues, geopolitical issues, things that are important to his work and him personally and professionally. Tonight, though, it's a special evening because he is introducing, debuting, if you will, in San Francisco, his latest book. It's called Abandoned Moments. Sorry, it's skipped. Abandoned Moments, and a love story. The second part of it, the subtitle is A Love Story to Photography. So, and by the way, it's his 12th book, and we can't wait. It's already winning awards, I hear. Is that true? I heard a rumor. It's a beautiful book, and can't wait for you to learn more about it. And we can't wait to hear from you, Ed, about how you made these pictures, how they differ from your photojournalism work, and also just how you put them together in the book. So we'll go through that process about your technique, your approach, your technique, the emotion behind it, and so forth. All right?
Sounds good.
Okay. So let me just introduce, I'll introduce Ed, and I'll introduce myself. I'll tell you a little bit about myself first and what the heck I'm doing here. My name is Ron Beinner, and I am a longtime photo producer, a photo editor, curator, consultant, and I've been at it for 30 years. I worked in New York on the magazine side. I was in the editorial world for, almost 28 years of those 30, and worked at magazines, worked at several magazines, and I spent 25 of those years at Condé Nast, and 21 of those years, the last 21, I worked at Vanity Fair magazine, and it was a very collaborative environment. It was so much fun to work with the writers and the editors and the subjects and work out with the photographers how we were going to represent them with an environmental portrait usually. And I was very fortunate to be able to travel beyond location around the world for those 2 decades. So I enjoyed it very, very much. As we know, the editorial world has changed dramatically, and I had a dream to move out west. So I did so. I moved to California, and not Beverly exactly like that, but I moved to California, and I spent a couple of years in LA working in the entertainment business. I did some really fun projects with Netflix, and then very fortuitously, I met some people who brought me into the tech world. So I'm working in the tech world now, and moved to San Francisco. I've been here 2 years, and I love it, and enjoying getting to know the photography community and the creative world here. So thanks for having me, and enough about me, let's talk about Ed. So let me introduce, his work is so prolific, and his way of working, but I have to read it. I couldn't my old acting classes didn't really come in handy. I can memorize only so much. And with Ed, I'm going to read this, so bear with me. Okay? All right, and correct me if keep me honest.
I will.
I know you will.
You guys can all hear?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay. All right, so Ed Kashi. So I just got to back up a little bit and say I'm honored. I'm actually honored to be here and honored to have spent a little time with you in the last couple of weeks talking. And I'm very happy to call you one of my heroes. You know, when I was in that editorial world, I met a lot of my heroes and worked with them. And now I'm sitting next to another one. So it's wonderful for me and for all of you, I think, to have this chance to get to know Ed. So we're going to discuss his book, Abandoned Moments. But let's talk about Ed himself. Ed Kashi, he's a native New Yorker. He's a renowned photojournalist, filmmaker, speaker, and educator who's been making images and telling stories for 40 years. He's gone to places where the hard realities of the human condition have called for his special kind of witness and record making. He's dedicated his work to documenting the social and political issues that define our times. His sensitive and compassionate relationships to his subjects are signatures of his intense and unsparing work. As a member of Seven, with Roman numeral 7 agency, if you're familiar with it, it's a very prestigious agency that reps outstanding photographers. Ed has been recognized there for his complex imagery, his compelling rendering of the human condition. I could never have memorized this, I'll tell you. It's just incredible. So
You can leave some stuff out though too, no?
no, sorry. No, they got it. They need to know. Well, and I've already condensed a little bit. So Ed's innovative approach to photography and filmmaking has produced a number of influential short films. He's earned recognition and awards from the World Press, Photo, Communication Arts. Is it POY?
The Picture of the Year.
Picture of the Year.
International.
Of course, international, among others, just to name a few. So he's well respected in the industry and exponentially so. His evolution and embrace of technology, unlike many of his peers, let's be honest, some people just stick with what they know, but he has evolved and embraced technology. It's led to him working on really interesting creative social media projects with The New Yorker, National Geographic, and MSNBC, to name a few. He continues to create compelling imagery and engage with the world in new ways, which I find inspiring, and I would imagine you do too. It's great, because sometimes I want to just go and open up a bike shop somewhere, but you're still at it, and I respect that tremendously. In 2002, Ed, in partnership with his wife, writer and filmmaker Julie Winokur, who's here this
Back
evening.
there.
Yes, I'm Julie. They founded Talking Eyes Media. It's a non-profit company, and they produce numerous award-winning short films, exhibits, books, and multimedia pieces that explore these social issues and geopolitical issues. And if you're not familiar with their work, I would recommend you go on their Instagram even, or their website, Talking Eyes Media. And it's fascinating. They've done some projects on aging that are phenomenal and so forth. So that concludes the introduction to thank you for bearing. But Ed, really, I'm honored to be here and can't wait for you to show us your work.
All right.